had the chance to go to Queenstown at the end of my time in New Zealand, and it was awesome. I had a great little trip there, a little vacation at the end. But there were a couple close calls, just like you see in any kind of trip, that I thought were worth sharing because I think I learned some good lessons from them maybe. And I think they kind of reveal the reality of what it's like traveling. Not everything is as rosy as maybe these videos sometimes make it seem. The first one involved a hike I did with my friend Mandy. So on our way down from the mountain, we ran into this big issue because we lost the trail. We started foraging our own, and we got to a part where there was a big fence that was going along the mountain, so we couldn't get past this fence. We had no way to get down. Just we had to follow the side of the mountain just as long as we would go. We had no idea how long this fence lasted. It was a bad situation. We could have gotten hurt. We didn't know what kind of animals were out there. I knew there were like mountain goats around us. But we survived. We eventually got to the end of that fence and made it down. But Mandy, you want to give a little recap to the camera about what we just went through?
I'm not ready to give a recap because we are not out of it yet. But that was wild. I've never traversed a forest like that. I'm covered in scrapes. I'm really hoping there was no poison ivy, no snakes, thank God.
We climbed through this forest. Like quite a ways. It added at least a couple hours to our hike, and it was dangerous. There were lots of dangerous obstacles and steep, unpaved parts that we were walking through. And it was a good reminder that even a harmless thing like a nice little hike can become quite treacherous really quickly if not taken with enough precaution. So, good lesson learned there. The very next day, I went to the airport and to stay the night there since I had a flight early the next morning. I had done that at another airport and there were no issues, so I thought it'd be fine. But at 10 p.m., the airport security let me know that that was not fine, and they said scram. They kicked me out of there, and I had nowhere to go. It was a below freezing night, so it was not somewhere I could just stay outside. And I had no hotel booked, nothing to do. I just had a couple hours, or like 7 or 8 hours, I guess, to kill. Just had to survive. And I ended up just walking to the nearest like hotel thing, and it ended up being some kind of a lodge. I don't exactly know what it was. Not a traditional hotel, but when I got there, I noticed that the front door was still open. So I went in and I saw there was a bunch of shoes where people were taking off their shoes right there, and a chair. So I took that chair and I became the doorman. When people would come by, I would get up and open the door for them, let them in with like, kind of like I was the doorman. And that worked. I was able to stay there for the night. A couple people asked me some questions. I just kind of gave them vague answers about, oh, I'm good, I'll be leaving here soon. I'm just, helping out for the night. So it all worked out. And I think God provided for me in that kind of close call kind of moment. And it wasn't the most comfortable sleeping on the ground where the shoes are kept, but it was enough, and I survived. The next day, as I was trying to get on my flight to Australia, I ran into a bit of an issue as I was checking my bag in. The lady at the desk told me that I was not registered or booked for the flight, and I was puzzled. I showed her the app that said that I was all good to go, and she said, well, we'll prove it that you paid. So I checked my bank app to find the transaction for the flight, and sure enough, I couldn't prove that I'd paid for the flight. There was some kind of system error when I was booking the flight, and they never billed me, and therefore never really registered me for the flight. So there I was in New Zealand with absolutely nowhere to go and no way to get to Australia at a reasonable price. They were trying to charge me over $1,000 to remain on the flight that I thought I'd booked. It was crazy. So that was kind of a sketchy situation where things could have gone really poorly. Fortunately though, I kind of stood up for myself and said, no, this was a system error on your guys' side. And we were able to come to an agreement. They had another flight that same morning, also going to where I needed to be, at a much lower price, a very fair price I was able to get. So it all worked out in the end, but it was another really sketchy situation where I was pretty, I guess I was scared in the moment, a little freaked out about what would happen. But again, I think God took care of me, and I was able to get it all resolved quickly. But if anything, I want this little episode to be to show the world that I'm having a great time, but there are certainly challenges that arise every day, some big, some small, and I think that's all just part of the adventure, and I don't want to completely cut out those moments. I've already crashed my drone twice. I haven't really put that in any of the videos, but it's not all, you know, perfect sailing every day. So anyway, that's kind of what I want this episode to be about. I hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. Peace.